Errol Spence Jr. has officially made it clear that he no longer wants to compete at 147 pounds, guys. Official, done at 147. He feels like he's outgrown the division. He's 33 years old and he's been at 147 pounds his entire professional career. And he's ready to move up to 154 and potentially even 160. Obviously, we have this mega fight between Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford going down this Saturday. But to hear that Errol Spence Jr. is already thinking about, without a doubt, he's going to be going to 154 after this fight, no matter what the outcome is. So it's kind of interesting. It could be indicative of the fact that he may be feeling this weight cut a little bit more than he was feeling his weight cut from the Yordenis Ugas fight, which is basically more than a year from now. That was more than a year ago when he fought Yordenis Ugas in April of 2022. So it's something to kind of look into and think about before you place your bets. If you place them like me already, maybe I should have waited a little longer, but I wanted to hop on those odds because those odds look too good to not pick Errol Spence. And I pick Errol Spence to win the fight either way, but just take into account that Errol has made it clear, he's made multiple times actually within this week, that he's done with 147 after this fight. He's outgrown it. So is that him in his head thinking, this weight cut was too much? Are we going to see that affect him in the fight? That's what everyone's wondering. Everyone's wondering, is this just a built-in excuse? Errol Spence isn't the type to make excuses. He's been in accidents. He doesn't blame anything on accidents. People say he's not the same, but he goes out there time and time again and shows that he's actually improving ever since the accident. Every time we've seen him since the accident, you had the Danny Garcia performance critics and spectators were skeptical about that, saying he's not the same fighter. Then he goes in and stops Yordenis Ugas and breaks his orbital bone, and he looks tremendous. So there's things like that that kind of complicate it, but I still think Errol Spence is where he needs to be. I don't think that he's the worst Errol Spence, and I don't think he's the best Errol Spence. I think that we're going to get a really solid Errol Spence on Saturday night. Despite whatever the weight issue is, he's going to be solid, and it's going to be up to Terrence Crawford to see if he can capitalize against a guy. Not saying that he has an advantage, but Terrence Crawford moved up to 47. Errol Spence has been here, so that's kind of the issue when it comes to, making the weight and everything like that. Because it's not easy to make 147 when you've been there your entire career. All of his fights have been at the weight division. Ever since he got his first title in 5 years and collected all those belts, he has 3. He's just looking for that one more from Terrence Crawford, and he intends on doing just that on Saturday night. Excuse me, I'm coughing. On Saturday night, but it's going to be an interesting fight, guys. You guys aren't going to want to miss this. It's officially that time. It's coming down to the wire where all the predictions, everything has to be locked in. You got to place your bets now if you haven't done it already. Make sure you guys buy the pay-per-view. You're not going to want to miss this fight because it's going to be, they're saying it's like an old school fight. It's like Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard. Those are the kind of old school fights that we've been waiting for. We've been calling for in the sport of boxing. And to hear that Errol Spence considers this an old school fight, it's going to be interesting. He said they're not going to go toe-to-toe right away, so you could expect Errol Spence to keep his distance. It's going to be more of a chess match, in my opinion, early on, the first 3 to 4 rounds, and then the 5th round is where, Bud starts to really figure you out, and then Errol Spence is also continuously putting on that pace, that pressure. So I'm interested to see how Terrence Crawford deals with it, and I've said it before, you guys know I'm picking Errol Spence to win the fight, but this is boxing, we don't know. And that's why the betting and odds makers have the lines even, because it's not easy to call this fight. Last time I checked, Errol Spence was a minus 120, plus 120, plus 130 underdog over, Terrence Crawford, who is obviously the favorite in most sports betting books. But it doesn't really mean anything. When you have a fight of this magnitude and the betting is damn near even, that's your opportunity to say, this is a pick'em fight, so whoever you feel is going to better execute their game plan and be more consistent come fight night, that's the guy who, you should put your money on. But like I always say, it's a pick-me fight, but in my personal mind and what I've seen in the sport, Errol Spence's style is going to be very difficult for Terrence Crawford to handle, and I don't know why the focus isn't working, but okay, I think it's back now. But as I was saying, I think Errol Spence wins this fight. Errol Spence has that pace. He's busy with that jab, his work rate to the body. Is it going to be affected by the weight cut that everyone's been talking about, and how people are saying Errol Spence is feeling this one, and the fact that comments from him in interviews are saying that I'm done with 147. I've outgrown this. I'm getting old, stuff like that. So he's ready to go to 154. Hopefully that doesn't impact his gas tank, because that's a major reason why I'm picking Errol Spence to win this fight. The work rate, the pace, and he's not going to be able to do that if he's fatiguing from the weight cut. So he has a nutritionist. He said everything's going well, so we'll see come Saturday night. I can't wait. I know you guys can't either, but make sure you guys tune in on Saturday night, July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, in the T-Mobile Arena. Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford, the mega fight, the king of the 147-pound division, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, will be determined on Saturday night. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
That's going to do it for another NASFight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.